It's dark out now. It was still daylight when Irving and I reviewed Legend of Tarzan.
You practically went to like a matinee.
Yeah, it was like 6. There was way more people at this screening than at Legend of Tarzan. Almost like this is the better movie between the two of them.
Who would have thunk it?
It sounds like it's still the fucking Purge going on in the parking lot. It was in the movie theater. Someone got kicked out for sneaking in.
Is that what was happening?
I think so, yeah.
Like, I saw, like, the workers there, like, coordinating an attack, like, like, they were, like, all queuing up on one side. I'm like, what? Okay, there's a lot of people in here, but, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because it's so crowded. And then I saw, like, a couple walking by, and then they just, like, shadowed right with them and, like, went up, like, the other side stairs, and, like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, there's something going on.
Ma'am, can we see your ticket? I don't have it anymore. Ma'am, come with us. Holding nightsticks. Damn. They take these movies seriously.
I wondered why the one had, like, a solid gold AK-47.
They really shouldn't be giving those out.
Just like, I don't think that's standard issue.
I'm actually curious, like, because you mentioned this in the parking lot, if there's any movie theaters giving away, like, I purged stickers.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the only poster or if there's other ones for it, but the poster that they have up here is just like your standard, like, I voted sticker. Just, you know, the flagpole is a knife, and it says I purged instead of I voted. But yeah, I am honestly surprised that they weren't, like, giving those out here as, like, just a thing. Like, with all the other weird little incentives they do, like Ninja Turtle tattoos, or like like a poster of Superman looking like he's got to take a shit before he hits Batman.
The mini posters for the identical. Thanks.
That's a collectible.
I'm sure I still got that in my room somewhere. Fuck. But this movie's a lot of fun. It's entertaining as hell. I don't know why, because earlier in the year there was that spoof movie, Meet the Blacks. Why do we need a spoof movie of The Purge? It's already funny. It's already got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's pretty much satire.
Because, yeah, like, one of the first things that comes up in this movie is after, like, that weird little, like, flashback at the beginning showing that girl, like, her whole family got killed and now she's, like, running for office, is this giant boardroom with the new founding fathers, and just fucking old dude sitting there at the head of the table, like, it's like, so how close is this cunt? Like,
this fucking cocksucking cunt is a threat to the fucking Purge, our motherfucking way of life, this goddamn fucking cunt. This guy's like 75.
I am not convinced that this movie wasn't written by a 13-year-old.
There is a lot. The dialogue in this movie is something special. There is a line in this movie where they're held up inside the medical van, and there's the Crips outside of it, heading towards it, with their machine guns and everything, and the guy inside the van, it's okay, because the guy's saying it's black, it's Bubba from Forrest Gump, says, that's a lot of Negroes heading towards us, and we're sitting here like a bucket of chicken.
The lines in this movie are absolute nonsense.
God. Remember when Sarah used to say that to us?
All the time. Like, every day she was saying that.
Man. I'm so glad she doesn't do that in videos. She just ghostwrites Irving's line.
That's why I always had to go to all the black movies and send her. But no, like, all of the dialogue in this movie is like that. Like,
yeah, blue cheese, motherfucker.
Yeah, like, I didn't get that, and he kept trying to throw that out there like it was gonna catch on.
I didn't get it either, but Sometimes you just can't think of something to say in a given moment, but you gotta say something. I'm back, bitches. This movie's great.
God, what the fuck was... Oh, well, yeah, they were having, like, this weird little, like, Mexican standoff there towards the end. And, yeah, same guy pointing his guns, like, a couple black dudes, you know, like, this resistance team that they were working with, but now they have, like, a slight beef with. It's like, look, now I like black people, but don't you shoot these white people. These are all white people. Like,
this is our Frank Grillo.
It's so weird, the dialogue.
It was getting applause from the audience.
My God, this single-handedly, absolutely is the most applause I've heard at a movie.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And they were applauding at some pretty great moments, like when I was coming this close to being like, you know what, yeah. Like when when those fucking candy bar girls get mowed down with that van.
That was... At that point, I'm like, you know what? The rest of this movie could just be dog shit. I'm happy seeing those two fucking die.
Yeah.
My God, that was the dumbest fucking subplot.
I want my candy bar.
And it went so long, and they just got worse and worse with it. I mean, basically, it's like the day before the Purge. Like, these two annoying fucking high school girls are trying to, like, steal a candy bar from this little, you know, corner shop.
Yeah.
Dude catches them, the deli man, and like, threatens them, and they get all fucking bent out of shape about it. And they're just very fucking obnoxious. Like he's like, now come on now, just put it back, or I'll, you know, have to do this the hard way.
Don't you touch me, I'm gonna tell him you raped me.
Like, what the fuck? Like, there's cameras in here.
There's cameras, you idiot. Fucking dumbass.
But then they make it their, like, Purge night mission to go back there and, like, wedding dresses with, like, solid gold guns with, like, rhinestones on them and shit.
And their cars are decorated like fucking Clark Griswold decorated them on Christmas.
It's like, at first, like, they were swerving down the street. I'm like, I'm not sure if they're doing a thing or if they just legitimately cannot fucking see, because they probably can't fucking see out of that car.
Yeah. Idiots. Both of them idiots.
But they go there, and it's just so goddamn obnoxious, because, like, they're out there like, hey, you will fuck, we're gonna get in there. I want my candy bar.
They reminded me of remember the annoying hookers from Phone Booth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they were in most of that movie.
But yeah, oh
here,
my God,
it pays off really well. Like, honestly, those guys sitting up on top of the roof should have killed them way sooner than before they got ran over by the van.
Yeah, like,
why don't you go on, get out of here? I'm like, just shoot them, man.
Yeah, like, they're threatening to come back. Like, they are going to come back, and you, like, let them off with, like, a warning shot. Like, and one dude was like, it's like, you know, she's, like, yelling at the fucking old dude that runs the deli, like, it's like, you ain't got what it takes to shoot me, but his guy there, shit, we just got out of the movie, Marcos?
Yes, that's it.
He's like, I don't give a fuck, I will shoot you, and, like, clips her on the ear.
Yeah.
Like, just shoot her in the fucking head. She will come back.
Shoot her, man. They've already got, like, gold-plated, like, AK-47s that they're... Just fucking shoot them,
like,
man.
when they show up, they are already drenched in blood. Like, they are... Like, they're enjoying their Purge night. They're gonna come back, like...
But it totally pays off between getting hit by that van and just shotgun to the face.
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know why she didn't keep that shotgun around. That would have helped solve a lot more problems in this movie.
They fucking... This series is good about correcting things that don't work. It does get rid of that subplot probably a half hour into the movie.
Oh yeah,
it gets rid of it well.
It wraps it up because it's like there was no fucking farther that they could have dragged that out. Like I would have been so fucking annoyed if it was just like they keep following them around the city, or it's like
that would have been a little much.
Or like the main like conflict seems like it's resolved, and all of a sudden it's like
oh god,
light up Priya's like,
no,
like no, they're back.
They already kind of did that plot point with the guy, and it was done well in the Purge Anarchy, but the guy with that big fucking Gatling gun in the back of his van.
Yeah.
This series is so good at correcting itself that it corrected the fact that the first one wasn't a very good movie.
Well, and I think that it helps too that going the way that they have been going with not numbering them to where, like, if you were just looking somewhere and they didn't have the first one, you would just assume that the Purge Anarchy was the first.
You do not need to see the first one. Like you don't.
I mean, it talks a little bit more about setting up the premise of the Purge, but even at that, it only briefly does that. Like honestly, the biggest thing that it does is let you know that people have electronic shutters installed into their houses.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing that it really sets up, because
the second one also sets it up at the beginning. And like probably like I can't remember if it was like maybe like a little text or whatever, but it also explains what the Purge is, and the second movie even gets way more into the new founding fathers.
Because the first one I just felt played it way too safe, like setting up like this huge concept, and then they wasted on making it into just a home invasion movie.
That's exactly it. Not even that good of a home invasion movie.
That movie, they could have changed maybe 5 lines and removed the entire premise of it being like the Purge even being a thing, and it would not have changed in the slightest.
No, it would have just made me wish I was watching Assault on Precinct 13. Like, I don't, maybe now that we've had 2 really fun, entertaining movies out of this that really play with that concept and just has a lot of really unapologetic fun with it. Maybe if you were to see the first one again, and not... Because I haven't seen the first one since it came out in theaters, and part of my disappointment was that it was a totally wasted concept. But now that there are 2 movies that do a lot of stuff with that concept, maybe the first one works better if you see it as like the third movie, or just watch the Purge Anarchy, then watch the first one, then watch this one.
Honestly, that would probably help it flow a little better, especially since time has passed between the second one and this one.
Yeah, because this one is because of Grillo's involvement, it's a direct sequel to the second one. Not that you'll be confused, like, you wouldn't. I mean, Grillo mentions events from the first movie, but that kind of exposition that it does here could have existed regardless of the first movie, the second movie. I keep thinking it's the first because it might as fucking well be. Purge Anarchy. Like, he's referencing his plot from the Purge Anarchy, but that could exist in his dialogue regardless of that movie existing.
Yeah, honestly, like, for me, like, looking back at the first one, it kind of, in a way, it kind of strikes me like a lot of the weird, like, ultra low budget films that came out back in like the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, like Bone or like Fight for Your Life and
well, just I mean, honestly, just honestly about anything that was low budget that had like these amazingly complicated backstories that ended up meaning nothing to the actual movie, like Rats. Honestly, that was exactly what I was gonna say. Was the insane detailed backstory of everything going on in Rats, and then none of that matters because then it ends up just being a bunch of people in a building and there's rats. Like, none of that, like the fact that it's like fucking after the bomb and all this shit, and it's like the second coming of mankind, and none of that matters. You just have a group of people that end up in the desert. They end up at a bar. It's full of rats. It makes no difference.
But it does at the end, though.
Well, and then rat people.
No! Rat people!
We blew it all.
But I find that charming about rats, and I don't find that charming about the Purge. Because at least with rats, it seems to be taking place in the same universe as Mad Max, and I've seen plenty of Mad Max knockoff movies. Like, this could be in the same world as, like, 2019 after the fall of New York. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of stuff like that could be taking place in that universe. So I find it charming that this is, like, just some rat movie that has this fucking nuclear holocaust plotline going on in it.
But, like, you cut that off the beginning of it, and it could have taken place anywhere. Like
it's in the desert.
Yeah, like, cut that off, and it's essentially the same movie as, like, Slugs.
Only if it was in, like, some abandoned western town.
Well, yeah, I mean, just replace, like, a bar in the desert with a suburban New England town.
Yeah, like something like Frogs, or one of those, animals gone berserk
like
things.
the fantastical background story for it, like, it makes no difference to it, and that's just what I was trying to say with the first Purge. Like, it sets up this huge thing, and then you see fucking none of it.
Yeah,
like, they show like at one point, I think, like, Ethan Hawke is watching the news, and they're like, all right, things are really getting underway here on Purge night. Let's go around and see a couple places. And it's just, I mean, it's people purging, but it's very tame in comparison to what we end up seeing in, like, the second one and then this one now.
Yeah, holy shit. Like, guillotine murder.
Some of these are getting, like they're interesting, but they're so far beyond just elaborate.
I kind of get it, like, because, like, all right, like, of course these movies are silly and far-fetched. They are obviously supposed to be. You can tell that by the dialogue that they're supposed to be far-fetched and crazy. But I kind of get it, because at this point, it's been going on for, what, 20-some years or something like that?
Yeah, this movie takes place in, like, 2025.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah, right.
Which, by the way, this is a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, Or Trump's America.
This is next year if we really fuck it up this year, guys.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I am... And not to turn this into a fucking political, like, soapbox. I am so fucking surprised that I have not heard Trump suggest this. It'll just be one night. Everybody, go out and just do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. It's America. Do what you want. It'll be huge. It'll be huge for the economy. Huge.
I'm just going to hang out in my basement. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going outside. Fuck that. So I kind of get, like, how for how long the Purge has been going on, why so many people are this sociopathic and fucking psychotic and have these elaborate plans of guillotines, lit cars, fucking gold-plated machine guns. Yeah, okay, I can wrap my head around it's gotten to this point.
Because, I mean, it's... And the thing that's weird to me is the fact that it's like... I mean, okay, yeah, granted, like, it's been a generation, and I mean, yeah, I guess, like, those high school girls that are, like, tormenting the shop owner, like, they have grown up in a Purge society. You know, it's like kids now that you're like, it's like, oh man, computers used to be so fucking slow, like, I had to dial up. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you couldn't use this phone when you're on the internet, or it sounded like you were calling a fax machine. It's like, I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Sarah and I went to go see the re-release of Fast and the Furious, and the audience started laughing when it showed a floppy disk. Guy sitting in front of me started laughing at it. The dude was older than me.
So I've got all the information right here.
Yeah.
3.5 floppy.
Oh, God damn.
Well, it's like when you... like, there's some movies too, like, you're like, man, that movie was so cool, like, everybody was so cool, and then you go back and watch it, and they've got, like, that classic, like, the black cell phone that everyone had in the 90s, where it's like, flip, zip, like, hello, I am done talking to that person. It's like, this is really dumb.
Or the scene in like every like Wall Street type movie with talking on the car phone. Eventually, you'll start beating your tire with it and slamming it back down in its case. The backstory of this movie is that Elizabeth Mitchell. I like seeing her in the movie again.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw her in something.
Man, I don't know off the top of my head. I liked seeing her pop up in this. I was like, oh, I haven't seen her in anything in a while. I always liked her.
So I think the last time I saw her, she was beating a bomb to death with a rock.
You son of a bitch! Come on! So she's running for president on a platform that she's going to abolish the purge through executive action. So in the other movies that we've seen of these, basically high-ranking officials, politicians, all of that you can't kill them on the purge. Like, they're safe, they're protected. So the new founding fathers decide that for this purge, they're going to abolish that, thus putting themselves at risk to have this senator assassinated because apparently they are like, look, we'll do a lot of like crazy like shit, but assassinating people, oh, we're above that, man.
Yeah,
like
we gotta save that for purge night.
They just simply won't have her assassinated or make it look like an accident or something. They gotta abolish this rule that protects every single one of them. And they're just hanging out at a church at the end. It's kind of awesome.
All in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
That seems really, really flawed. But like,
these old timers are idiots.
They kind of make it though, like, it's like, how did you find out where they're gonna be? Like, you know, like she's like, when she finds out like that resistance team has a plan to go attack there, like, she's legitimately surprised that they managed to find out where they're all gonna be.
Yeah.
And where they are is the church where her opposing candidate, like, that's like his ministry. Like, that's the church that he preaches at. Like, like, oh, okay. It'd be like if I was trying to find you and I was surprised when Letty's like, maybe he's at his house. Like, how do you know that? Where did you get this information from? Like, nowhere. I just know where he lives. Like,
oh, and there's that creepy ass fucking, what would you even call the priest? What the hell was that guy? That guy was weird. He was like that weird, like, silent, like guy from the first Hostel movie.
Oh,
the guy who was in like the fucking like
altar man.
Yeah, he was an altar man.
Yeah, like the dude, he
was creepy.
The Reverend like mentioned that guy. Like, we should have recognized him. Like, oh, he's been helping us with the purge for years. Like, okay, but I don't know. Like, he was all fucked up looking. Like his. Like, all, like, dark around his eyes and, like, like all dry and cracked lips and shit. Like, it's like, is he, like a junkie? Does he have, like, fucking AIDS or some shit?
He's the killer from every Giallo movie.
But he also had, like, his fingernails were painted, too.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, wait, I'm so lost as to what's going on here. Like, it felt like, oh fuck, I'm blanking on his name right now. From the last season of American Horror Story.
Hotel?
Yeah.
I didn't see Hotel.
Dennis O'Hare? Is that his name?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, his character in that, like, he was like a I don't know if he was, I think like a cross dresser or something like that, or like a drag queen or something.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like he, like his name in the show was like Elizabeth Taylor, and he was just basically just went around like not passing for a woman, just wearing like, you know, like frocks and painted nails and makeup and shaved head. Like that's what it felt like. It's like I don't know what we're doing with this. Like, you know, like I don't know where we're at. And like they suddenly built him up like he's very important. Mm-hmm. And then like yeah, he just turns into like silent, like villain extraordinaire. Like for the last little bit, like it's like oh, here's this guy you've never seen before, and now he's like, you know, the henchman in like a Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like he's just gonna walk around not talking, just suddenly like open a door and there he is with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah. He's a tall, creepy dude. Like, look, at this point, you know whether or not you're gonna enjoy this movie. If you have logistical complaints about the Purge series, I'm sorry you're that guy. But
because there is so much of this that doesn't make any sense.
Of course there is.
The car covered with like Christmas lights. Like we've got one light over here right now, and I couldn't like. There could be a fucking murderer standing on the hood of this car. I could not see him.
I mean, going after something like this for logistics is like going after like a B-70s, like near futuristic, like violence extravaganza. That's what it is. This movie is made to, one, just have a pretty good time, and two, give you like a bad motherfucker like Frank Grillo, put him in a situation where he's got to kill a lot of fucking people and do it rather well. It's carnage. The movie is total carnage. It's well made, and you have a good set of heroes. It works.
Yeah, it's fun. Like there's some dumb shit in it, but
yeah, absolutely.
But even the dumb shit eventually pays off pretty well. So it's like I can get behind that. But yeah, I mean, like I say, like they go for spectacle in this one. Like the fucking crew of guys who set up a like 2-story tall guillotine in an alleyway.
What about that fucking like,
or like that fucking pendulum that somebody set up? Like they go to leave this place, which is deemed the safe zone, and they sneak out this back way, and it empties out into this alley full of burning trash cans and like shipping containers.
Yeah.
And they make it like 20 feet out from the door, and all of a sudden like Frank Grillo stops because he's like, oh shit, my leg just hit something. Like a tripwire. You hear something like snap. So he takes like a step back, and then his fucking pendulum just starts swinging by, and you never see who has it. Like you can hear like
their laughter.
A whole bunch of people up top on either side of this alleyway. Like, oh man, it was so fucking close. Ah man. And then like he's like, they could just duck down low and go under it, but he's like timing it so they could run through. Like, oh man, you made it. Oh man, you guys got through. All right, cool.
This whole movie's just
it's like they're just having a good time. Like, like,
they're fine. Ooh, floor pie.
Who decided to rig up a pendulum over an alleyway in like the fucking like shipyard district? Like how many people have walked through there? Like just people walking. Like, I don't know, this seems like a good place to cut down.
On Purge night? Idiots are cutting down there on Purge night. So you stick to the big streets. Not that it's gonna help.
It's just so fucking random. It's like, why is that even set up there? And it wasn't like they set up like the whole alleyway is like this gauntlet-filled like trap maze or something like that. It was just the one giant swinging blade. That was it. It's like, oh, thank God we made it past that. I was waiting for him to like look around for like anything else. Like, no, there was nothing else. They just ran on from there like, okay, bye.
It's just some good joshing. That's all these movies are.
There's a lot of people singing in this one.
Oh yeah, I mean that's been a common thing I've seen in all of these. They're all dancing and like they're fucking dropping acid and they're the lizard queen, like fucking dancing and shit down the street.
There's got to be at least one scene in each one of these so far where there's someone in like just like this really like lacy dress dancing around like you're fucking high out of your fucking mind.
And there's always someone too who sounds like Torgo. Like the guy at the beginning of the movie was holding the family hostage. You just talk like, I am here to the Purge, and like talking like, do you talk normally like this, or are your vocal cords also purging?
Just putting that on for tonight. Just this is my Purge voice.
This is my Purge voice. No, like I maybe I'll go back and revisit the first one at some point. I don't know, but like the second one is a blast of a fucking movie. I think I still like the second one better than I like this one, but this one is a lot better than the first one was. It's fun, it's solid. If the first one's here, the second one's here, this one for me would be about right here.
Thinking about it, this movie is almost exactly the same movie as London Has Fallen.
I was kind of thinking that through the movie. I was like, I kind of know this movie. It's just, again, just like a 90-minute movie of a badass motherfucker going around putting things in people's head. Bullets, knives.
But yeah, it's the sort of thing, like, if partway through this she had asked him, like, it's like, Jesus Christ, Frank Grillo, what are you made out of? And he answered with bourbon and bad choices.
Yeah.
I would have been like, you know what? Yes. I'll allow it.
There needs to be an Olympus and Purge crossover. You know what I want to see in one of these movies? Stephen Lang. That just makes sense to me.
Honestly, he would have fit in really good as the leader of those fucking Nazi mercenaries.
Oh yeah, neo-Nazi mercenaries are the villains in this.
Which yeah,
it's so good.
It clears up like any moral like implications you have about them. Like we need to stop the Purge, but then killing a bunch of people along the way. It's like no, it's okay. They're Nazis.
Yeah. They're dressed like fucking SEAL Team 6, except they have a white power written on their armor.
Yeah, it's like, oh, these guys have some really tactical gear, and then they take a step forward, and you're like, oh, like, fucking swastika, SS sigil, like fucking like Iron Cross over here. Like their like straps for their things have like fucking Confederate flags on
the fucking stars and bars shit on their shoulders.
Well, and then like their leader takes off his helmet and his mask.
Swastikas tattooed on his neck.
Jesus Christ, like this guy looks like he spent like 30 years in the same cell as like Vern Schillinger.
Yeah, right?
It's like, I'm just gonna keep putting things on you.
And then just became a Nazi.
Like seriously, like the next tattoo he gets is just gonna have to be fucking like Hitler's face on the back of his head, because there's nothing else that they missed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just Ilsa's cleavage tattooed across his chest. That'll do it.
Takes off his shirt and he's just got the entirety of Mein Kampf written on his back.
Yeah. The Grail Diary autograph.
It's like, well, that was nice of him.
I think if you really like the second movie a lot, this movie is absolutely worth going to see. I really love the hell out of the second movie. I had a blast at this, so I would recommend it. I would recommend the movie. If you didn't like the second one, you won't like this.
Yeah, I mean it is the sequel to the second film.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you liked that one, by all means, and I'm interested to see if they do keep making these and where they kind of go from
I hope
here.
they do. I hope they do keep making them.
But and this is a case of you know, like you have a series and people make the first movie something that it really isn't, but then they make the sequels into what you think the first movie was.
Like Friday the 13th.
And I know that that's a weird phrase, but yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Kind of like that, or kind of like
Mad Max. How the first Mad Max not being nearly as post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, like it's after shit's gone wrong, but things are still mostly okay.
There's still like a functioning society. It's just kind of like things might go to shit in 10 years.
Or like with Saw, like everybody's always like, I can't watch Saw. It's way too graphic. It's too crazy. Like, the shit today. Like, go back and watch the first one. It's not that bad. Like, it's really more of like a suspense thriller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
But then from there, the sequels are like, I don't know. Everybody thinks these are real crazy. Like, so going forward, the sequels are insane, and they just keep getting like crazier and crazier.
But unlike with Saw, though, making this series crazy is what saved it.
Well, exactly. I don't honestly still think like Saw, if they had stopped at the first one, I would not have been like, that felt incomplete. I needed more.
We would have missed a lot of Costas Mandalore, though.
It's true, and that would have been that's a sacrifice. It's hard to make up in your life. But yeah, like, you know, like the premise as it was explained in the first one and carried through, I thought came across very well, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But everybody kept making it out like it was like hostile.
Yeah.
But then like they're like, okay, that's what they want it to be, and that's what they turn the series into. But that's what I mean, like with this one here, like this is the same kind of idea, but them doing it right, because yeah, like for all like the setup and everything and what everyone always, it's like, oh man, the Purge is crazy, and then I go to watch it, I'm like, this is boring. Like this is
the first one.
Yeah.
Did you see the first one before or after Purge Anarchy came out?
I saw it before I watched Anarchy, but I got around to watching it actually around the time that they were promoting Anarchy, because I just never got around to watching the first one. And then I heard mixed things about it, so I'm like, it'll be one of those things, like eventually when I watch it, it'll just be because like it's on like Netflix, I'm not doing anything at like 4 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and just put it on. And then like the second one was getting ready to come out, and I'm like, I never watched the first one, and so I went back and watched it. I'm like, wow, this is what all that was about. Like, yeah, it's just, this is a home invasion film. Like, I've seen like 100 of these type of films.
Yeah, fuck.
And for as shocking as everyone acts like it is, and was like, you could tell like they were trying to make the first one, like there are so many more like actual just straight up home invasion movies that I've seen that are far more shocking.
Oh yeah, Lord, yeah. That's not even a good like, okay, yeah, a home invasion movie has been fucking done to death when that movie came out, but it wasn't even, and I'm just going by memory of seeing it when it came out because it's the only time I saw the movie, but one of the things I remember thinking about it was like, it's not even that great of an example of a home invasion movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than like that Nick Cage one I saw, Trespass. Yeah. It was better than that, but...
Which I still haven't seen anything that says that one is a remake, but I swear to God, like there's a Spanish language film that is the exact same fucking plot as that, and it is so much better.
Right on. I might have to see that then. When a home invasion movie is good, it can certainly be a good flick. There's just a lot of them. There's quite a bit. God damn. Fuck, my first movie was more or less one. It's a drug party in a house, and there's a serial killer.
But no, I think last year for October last year, I think out of all like the foreign films that I was doing, I think I had at least 2, maybe 3 that were home invasion films. Ended up being like it's a common genre worldwide.
It's an easy genre to do. I'll bet you there'll be more of these, like, because they're smart enough to make these movies for fairly cheap.
Shit, thinking about it, Letty and I watched one here just a couple weeks ago. That it was, what was it called? It's called like Hush or something like that.
Oh, is it? I actually heard that was pretty good.
It's a home invasion movie, except like the main character is deaf, so she doesn't realize for like the first like 30 minutes that she's being home invaded.
Is that the movie that's out now? That's like from the same guy who did Oculus. I keep. It's one that there's been a movie called The Hush that's been getting recommended to me.
It might be this one because I think it just came on Netflix like a month ago or so.
Then it's the same movie.
But yeah, I mean it's a home invasion flick, but she's deaf.
That one with Stephen Lang as the blind dude looks fucking good.
That one I am. I like the idea of that one because it takes it the other direction. It's like it's breaking into the house, and then turns out he's the crazy one. Like,
yeah.
It's like, shit, you locked yourself in here with the killer.
Yeah.
Great move.
I'm so excited for that. That's August. Sometime in August that comes out.
But I love the idea of like that in, honestly, I put it in the same category as like The Collector.
Yeah.
Where it's like.
You've broken into a horror film.
We're like, yeah. Because that's the thing that they never really quite address in some of this shit is like, it's like, okay, I'm going to go break into this house. I'm like, but what if someone else already broke in and they're doing something way worse than you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that concept because, like, okay, you're sneaking into their place. Gotcha. I'm good. I'm okay with that. But you have no idea what you're breaking into.
Yeah. It's like, I like The Collector a lot. I like that idea of, like, what if this poor, like, I don't know, hiker just happened upon a Friday the 13th movie halfway in progress?
Yeah.
And he's our main character.
Like, you're watching it, like, the first, like, 20 minutes, like, I don't know, this might be, like, it's like, what is this, like, 127 hours? And you're like, oh, shit, there's a killer.
Yeah, it starts out like 127 hours, but it's in the same universe as Hills Have Eyes.
Well, fuck, like, they teased the setup of that about like 3 times in the Friday the 13th movies. Because how often is there like the random hiker who like is halfway between like town and the camp?
Final chapter with the girl who was hitchhiking and was eating the banana. Got it in the throat. Hey, honey, you got a sister? Oh, Teddy, classy as always.
Or the same way, like, random guy who ends up, like, helping out for the majority of 7. Like, he's just guy in the woods, like, doing shit. And then it's like, oh, you guys are having some problems. Oh, fuck me, it's Jason Voorhees. It's like, yes, I will help you out. Fucking hell.
So good. That's why I only go camping in October at Dave's Camp Out. I'll be way too high to notice if there's a killer.
You're thinking about it, we do campouts really wrong. Like, yeah, let's go out there in October next to a lake in the middle of the woods. Mm-hmm. This is a dumb idea we have routinely.
It seemed like a good idea in the early 90s when he started this. It was a different time back then. We were doing things ironically all the time. Any final thoughts about Purge election year?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Republican, you might not get as good of a time out of it.
No, here's what you do. You trick them into saying it's Dinesh D'Souza's new movie.
Because thinking about it, like, they're very, like, they named their own political parties in this, but it's pretty clear what the political parties are.
Yeah. That's true. I go see it anyway. Whatever.
Although I think the best comment I could think to say about it is something that Letty said to me. It was about halfway through the big church scene. Mm-hmm. Just like right before shit went crazy and everybody started shooting. Letty just leans over to me because of everything. Like, that preacher going crazy, like, bless the Lord, purge and purify. Like, getting into that shit. And like Letty just leans over and she's like, fucking white people. And I'm like, yeah.
You don't think Rick Perry gives a good sermon?
That priest looked like John Mulaney dressed as George St. Geegland.
Yeah. That guy was with the Purge till the bitter end, too. He's sitting there, got a gun to his head, like, Purge, you know you want to. It's your right as an American.
Look, you're a child of God. Shoot me, kill me. Like, at least fucking, like, kneecap the guy. Like, come on.
I was thinking that, too. I was like, I would have shot this guy in the fucking kneecap, this piece of shit. Grillo does kick him in the balls, though.
Or at least do some shit like, fucking Giamatti and, shoot him up. Like, just take your gun, like, shoot a couple rounds and just, like, burn it into his fucking head or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or go Inglourious Bastards, carve a swastika into his head. He ain't gonna win that election. I don't care how far in the future this is.
It's very progressive here in 9 more years.
Next week is, I think it's Secret Life of Pets. So...
Sounds exciting.
I can't wait to send Allison that text. We're gonna see Secret Life of Pets. Fuck you. Sure. So I think that's next week. And then in a couple weeks, I think it's Ghostbusters.
I can tell how excited you are.
I'd rather see that than some of the other stuff I've seen this summer. Who knows? I might like that better than Secret Life of Pets. See it.